Hey there, my name's Kevin and welcome to Level 2 of the Kickstart series. So in Level 1 we talked about a lot of basic major, minor, and 7th chords along with a few strumming patterns. In Level 2 we're going to take it a step further to help you advance your playing to become more of a beginner advanced player. So in this series, we're going to check out some different chord progressions, some new chords, some different strumming patterns, a little finger picking, and just some overall techniques that'll help you feel like you're actually making some progress with your playing and continue to develop your skills. So get tuned up and let's get to it. Hey, before we get started, do me a little favor and click that alert bell so you know when the next video is coming your way. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you know about all of the cool videos we're putting together here for you at All for Uke. All right, so to get things started here, we're going to check out a new chord. So as we kind of went through in the first Kickstart series, we're going to have a little progression to things here. So we're going to learn how to play the chord, we're going to learn how to use it in a very simplified manner, and then we're going to incorporate a strumming pattern, and ultimately spend most of our time here in this series playing along together because I want you to have time to practice with me. So I have a chord progression put together here today, but first we're going to check out this chord. And the first chord, I know you're probably saying, Kevin, please don't make it a bar chord. Well, it's kind of a half and half here. So the first more challenging chord that I feel like we always encounter when we're playing uke, you know, we go through the C and the A minor and the F and the G chord, and we're feeling pretty good about ourselves, and then we get to that song and it has the B7. And we see that bar shape and we go, nah, I don't know if I want to do that. Well, I'm here to give you the confidence that you can do it, and I'm going to give you another option for a way to play it. So let's check out the B7 chord first here. So the way that you will see B7 noted is with your index barring all of the 2nd fret strings, and then your middle finger placed on the C string on the 3rd fret, and it sounds like this. So when you're kind of switching to this chord from your 1 and 2 finger chords, it's kind of challenging because now you have to get into this bar shape. Well, there's a second option that I'm going to give you for this, which is a little easier to play. I encourage you to still learn how to do this bar version, but the other option would be to play with your ring finger here on the G string, 4th fret, middle finger on the 3rd fret of the C string, and index on the 2nd fret of the E string. So that can be your substitute chord for B7 if you want to try that today. I'll leave you with either option. I'll probably be doing both so that you can kind of see. They do sound just a slightly bit different than one another, but that's okay. When it comes to a song, you're not going to hear much of a difference. So again, we have our B7 chord, like this, or we can play it without the bar like this. So something important I want to note here about playing this bar chord, and that is your thumb position. Your thumb position for bar chords, typically you want to be placed on the middle of the back of the neck behind the bar. So behind my index finger I have my thumb, and the reason I'm doing that is because I want to create pressure and be able to squeeze down. I'm also sort of using the outside portion here of my index finger when I do this because I have a little more cartilage in there. It's a little harder if you feel that on your finger, and that's going to help you to keep that pressure. So when you play this, you should be going through this chord, and I want you to kind of get into the habit of doing this with all of the new chords that you learn in this series, is place your fingers down, and then just with your thumb, drag it across each string and listen to the chord. Make sure that all of the notes ring out clearly, cleanly, and they're crisp, and they're at the same volume. So when I play this, you hear that nice resonance to the instrument that's coming out. That's what you're shooting for. So that's kind of your goal here as we work through the B7 chord. So the B7 chord, we have again the bar shape and the regular 3-finger shape here that kind of looks like an E minor chord. So learning the B7 is cool and all, but actually incorporating it into a progression is actually how you're going to learn it and get better at it. So the first chord that we're going to incorporate here into this B7 progression is A minor. So a nice easy 1-finger chord here that we can play with our middle finger on the 2nd fret of the G string, and then a 3-finger chord, which is E minor. And the reason I chose these chords is because they are pretty common to see used with a B7 in songs that I've come across. So this E minor chord is played with your ring, middle, and index finger on the C, E, and A strings. So it sounds like this. So let's check out a little chord progression here for you. So the chord sequence that I put together for you goes from E minor to B7 to A minor, and then it returns to B7. Now this is where you have the option of playing this version of B7 with your 3 fingers or the bar version. So maybe you kind of want to just get your feet in the water a little bit here and do the 3-finger version to start, build the confidence and try the bar version, or maybe you're ready for the bar version. So the way that we're going to set this up here is we're going to do 1 single strum with a 4 count. Now I want all of your focus here to really be on changing your chords, not worrying about your strumming hand, just really learning how to move through this chord sequence. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give us a 4 count in, and we'll do 1 single down strum with a 4 count in between. So let me just demonstrate that for you, and then we'll do it together. So I'll start with 1, 2, 3, 4, strum, 2, 3, 4, strum, 2, 3, 4, strum, 2, 3, 4, strum, 2, 3, 4. So you have time in between there to get set up to move to your chord. So a key word that I want you guys to keep in mind here is anticipation. I want you to visualize where you're moving to, not think about where you are currently. You know, when you're playing this E minor chord, kind of visualize the shape of B7 that you're going to as you're going to move there. That's going to help you kind of continue to put the chord in front of you so you know where you're going. So let's try that together. We'll go nice and slow with a 4 count. Just relax, settle in here. We're playing ukulele together. This is a beautiful thing. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. E minor. 2, 3, 4. B7. 2, 3, 4. A minor. 2, 3, 4. B7. 2, 3. Back to E. 2, 3, 4. B7. 2, 3, 4. A minor. 2, 3, 4. B7. 2, 3, 4. So that's just a quick way to kind of start mapping out your progressions. This is a good technique to use whenever you come across a chord progression that's a little trickier for you, is to kind of simplify things, take away the strumming pattern, and really focus on your fingers here on your fretting hand. So something I also want to mention here, just in passing, is you want to really keep your fingers close to the strings as you're moving through this progression. The closer in proximity you are, the faster you can get there. If you lift your fingers off, you got to bring them back down. So if you watch players who are really proficient at this instrument, they're really close. There's a lot of small movements. So just keep those things in mind. If you need to jot a few of these things down, feel free to do so. But now we're going to take that same chord progression and we're going to incorporate a strumming pattern into it. All right, so let's check out a new strumming pattern. So in the first series, we talked about how to kind of count as we're strumming here. So I'll be kind of doing that as we go here. So the strumming pattern that I want to introduce to you is down, 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 up, down, up. And this pattern is in 4/4 time, so all the counting will be done with 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So this strumming pattern, I'm just going to start here by muting the neck, touching my fingers to the strings but not compressing the strings, so it'll just make this dead sound. And that's how I want you to kind of always start with strumming. Work on getting this initial strumming pattern down muted, and then kind of take it from there. So the way that I would count that is 1, 2, 3, and 4, and. Now you notice here that I'm kind of looking down at my strumming hand as I'm learning this pattern. And that's something I also want you to do, something we talked about in level 1, is really focusing your attention now on the detail that you're working on, which is the strum. So we want to kind of keep our focus here, watch, kind of try to do the same thing every time, try to work on precision, consistency. So let's just try this little strum pattern together here and we'll count it together. So when you're ready, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3 and 4 and 1, 2, 3 and 4 and 1, 2, 3 and 4 and. So that's a strumming pattern that we're going to use here. Now let's incorporate that into the chord progression we just worked on with the single strums. So we're going to do same thing, E minor, B7, A minor, B7. We're going to do the strumming pattern 2 times per chord. So we'll go nice and slow here. I'll count us in as we go. Here we go. Let's have some fun. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3 and 4 and 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 1, 2, 3 again. 1, 2, 3 and 4. Smile, playing ukulele. 1, 2, 3 and 4 and 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 1, 2, 3 and 4 and. All right, so now we're going to take that same chord progression, same strumming pattern, and we're going to bump up the tempo a little bit, and we're going to incorporate the metronome. So the metronome is going to be something that's really valuable to you. It's going to help you build consistency in your strumming. It's really going to help solidify your rhythm. I also want to mention that I'm going to put together practice tracks for this entire series and put them on allforuke.com so that you can take these tracks that we're doing right now and work on them on your own. You can download the actual tracks and just kind of put them on a device and play along with me wherever you go. All right, so here we go, 94 beats per minute. I'll count us in with a 4 count. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3 and 4 and 1, 2, 3 and 4 and 1, 2, 3 and 4 and 1, 2, 3 and 4. 2, 3 and 4. Keep it going. 1, 2, 3 and 4 and 1, 2, 3 and 4 and count with me if it helps. And 4 and 1, 2, 3 and 4 and 1, 2, 3 and 4. All right, one more time. Make it your best rep. 3 and 4 and 1, 2, 3 and 4 and 1, 2, 3 and 4 and 1. Keep smiling. Stay relaxed. 3 and 4 and bring it home. Here we go. Last chord. 1, 2, 3 and 4 and 1, 2, 3 and 4 and a dramatic ending. Well, I hope you enjoyed day 1 of our Kickstart Level 2 series. I'm very glad that you joined me here today. Again, I want to mention I have a PDF for this with the exercises, some additional chord progressions. I put that at allforuke.com, as well as some practice tracks that will help you play along with these tracks. If you guys like this video, make sure you comment below. Let me know what your experience is like. How do you like this B7 chord? Was it challenging? Did you find it easy? I'd love your feedback. And join me again, because we're going to be doing a lot more days of this. So join me back here for day 2. That'll be coming to you soon. My name's Kevin. Thanks so much for learning with me. I'll see you next time.
This sunny day.